It is that time of the year where we do mock drafts, and it is time for you guys to get my mock draft for the Chicago Bears. What is going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. So if you're a Bears fan or an NFL fan at large, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel by hitting the big red subscribe button down below and turning on my post notifications and following me on my social media. Links down below for my Twitter, my Instagram, all of that good stuff. So with that being said, here to obviously give you guys my mock draft as promised, okay? So there was a mock draft that I had released a bit earlier, but there were some issues with it that I had caught on. So let's try this again, okay? And this time, giving you guys my mock draft, so let's get into it. Okay, so the Bears mock draft will be on your screen in just a few moments, but I do want to point out a couple of things before that. Number one, I did post my official mock draft for picks 1 through 32 in the first round already. You guys can go check out my recent videos for that. So that's number one. Number two, a lot of people, a lot of you guys have asked me, Faiz, how many picks do the Bears have? Well, here's the thing. The Bears have 7 picks, and you might think that's a good thing, right? Because there's 7 rounds, and that means the Bears have a pick in every round? Well, not really, okay? So the Bears don't. They don't have a first-round pick, they don't have a third-round pick, and they don't have a fourth-round pick, okay? Why? Because of a few trades, okay? Namely, the Khalil Mack trade with the Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders, in which we gave up a first and a third-round pick. So those picks are going to the Raiders, and then the 4th-round pick is going, I believe, to the New England Patriots in the David Montgomery trade, in which we used that pick to draft David Montgomery. So that is the reason why we don't have those 3 picks, but we do have 2 second-round picks, a 5th round, 2 6th rounds, and 2 7th-round picks, okay? And then finally, the last thing, when making this mock draft, I didn't do any trades. I didn't account for any trades. Why? Because here's the thing. Making a mock draft, as hard as it is, okay, it's so difficult to predict this and getting, each pick right. And so you throw trades into it. I mean, it's just, insane at that point, insanely difficult. I'm not saying there won't be trades. The Bears could very well package some of their picks and move up and trade. It's just I left it out, and I just went by if the Bears kept all their picks, who are the players they could potentially look to draft. So with that being said, on your screen now should be my official mock draft for the Bears. And let's start at the top, obviously, with the 2nd round pick, number 43. Now, when I told you guys what the Bears' needs were in previous videos, I said, in no particular order, safety, cornerback, offensive line, receiver, running back. These are all needs, okay? But we know the most important needs, though, were certainly offensive line. You need a starting safety. You need a starting cornerback. You potentially need a receiver. And so really what I did at the top was kind of assessed where I thought the players were falling. And to me, it was sort of a BPA type of pick, best player available. And to me, that was Jeremy Chin, the safety out of SIU. Okay, now to me, he would be a fantastic fit here opposite Eddie Jackson, of course. And to me, the thing with him is he's a ridiculous athlete, had a fantastic combine. I mean, he was amazing. He's got great man coverage skills, has big speed. He's a big safety. And so to me, he fits the bill for all of those things. And again, like I said, could we use an offensive line, a right guard a little bit more? Sure, but we do need a safety. And so that is why I went with the pick here that I did. Okay, so now moving on to the 2nd pick in the 2nd round. I've got the Bears taking Noah Ogane. I probably butchered his name, but hey, I tried my best. Cornerback out of Auburn. Again, you need a cornerback opposite Kyle Fuller. Okay, a starting cornerback. We lost Prince Amukamara. And so to me, with Noah, he is raw, but he is physical, strong, has good hands. He used to play receiver. He turned into a cornerback. And so to me, good prospect that we could certainly look to bring into the room here, and he could potentially be the guy to replace Prince Amukamara. And so to me, I like these first 2 picks as sort of best player available picks because they also address positions of need, but they are also the best talent at that spot. And you guys can tell here, I've got, offensive linemen you could take. I've got tight ends you could take, receivers you could take. I really like KJ Hamler folks, from Penn State, I believe. Elite speed, field stretcher from the slot. I mean, he is, and we need a speed receiver. We need that. And so, to me, there are other guys you can take, but just from what I saw, these are the picks that made the most sense to me. Okay, now moving on to the 5th round. Here's where I have the Bears obviously addressing offensive line with Darrell Williams from Mississippi State. Now, he did play every single position on the line at Mississippi State, which is good, obviously, because that shows you that he is versatile and you can play him in multiple spots. Great upper body strength, just can absolutely seal down blocks. So you like that. And so to me, we definitely need to address offensive line. And so that is where I have the Bears addressing it. And then moving on now to the 6th round, here's what I'll say about this draft, folks. There is one position where this draft is insanely deep, more deep than any other position by far, and that is receiver. And you guys can see here, and on the 6th round, I've literally got 4 potential receivers that could fall here that the Bears could take. I have them taking Quintez Cephas, I butchered that name as well. Good NFL size, decent speed, strong hands. We need that, okay? And so, again, I've mentioned this before. Allen Robinson is the Bears' only reliable weapon. I get it. Anthony Miller is our number 2 receiver, but do I think he is, an all-pro type of receiver? He's like to that level? No, he's inconsistent. Had a good second half of the year, but really didn't do much in the first half. And to me, he's been a little injury prone. You need more talent at the receiver spot. And so to me, I think the Bears need to add a receiver. Behind them, it's a bunch of unknowns and Riley Ridley and Javon Wims. And so you need to address that. And I think you can bring a guy in here like a Quintez Cephas, and he can provide that for you. So hopefully he can come in and be that 3rd or 4th receiver. Moving on now to the 6th round at pick 200, I've got the Bears taking another offensive lineman in Cole Cabral. He can play both center and tackle. Good balance as an offensive lineman. Doesn't have the best size, average size, but I would say he makes it up for it with good IQ. So he's a good target here. You could take, add more depth to the offensive line spot and go from there. And then essentially now in the 7th round, you're kind of taking flyers at this point. And to me, it makes all the sense in the world to take a flyer at a running back, because here's the thing, folks. It's not a lot of equity. It's a 7th round pick. But at the same time, I've mentioned this before. What happens if David Montgomery goes down, our starting running back? You're left to a Tariq Cohen and Ryan Nall. You need to have a backup plan. And to me, a guy in here that we could take a potential flyer on is James Robinson from Illinois State. Okay, great vision, patient. Okay, he doesn't have the greatest burst, but he makes up for it with his anticipation. And I believe he can come in and hopefully, 7th round picks, you just hope they make the roster. But I do think that he has some potential in here. And again, like I said, 7th round, no hurt in taking a running back at this point. I'm not saying take a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. No. I'm saying take it in a later round. A flyer won't hurt you, okay? And then finally, our last pick, I've got the Bears taking tight end Stephen Sullivan from LSU. Again, same thing here with potential flyer, good size, good body control, above average blocker, because we do know Jimmy Graham's not the best blocker, okay? And so, again, tight end similar to running back in the sense that, yeah, Jimmy Graham's going to start. We paid him a lot of money to obviously play the position. And so any tight end we draft, he's not going to start over Jimmy Graham. That's another reason why I didn't want to take a tight end high, because you could see I had tight end Cole Kmet from Notre Dame as a potential 2nd round pick. But I just don't feel the Bears need to go ahead and draft a guy that high if you're not going to play him a lot, okay? And they won't play him a lot alongside Jimmy or with Jimmy Graham and how much the Bears are paying him. But again, in the 7th round, take a flyer, because again, Jimmy Graham, we know he isn't very good. He's a little older, a bit washed up, and behind him you got Trey Burton, who's injury prone. And so to me, it makes all the sense in the world to take a flyer at the position in tight end, and that is what I see here with Stephen Sullivan. So there you have it, folks, my mock draft for the Chicago Bears. So again, I tried to address all of the needs: receiver, running back, cornerback, safety, offensive line. Again, no particular order, but I tried to address all of them. And the draft is a fluid process because there could be a guy that you really, really want that is the best player available at that spot, but he's not addressing a position of need. So what do you do at that point? So these are the difficult decisions teams have to make. And so to me, that was the hard part here. But for the most part, pretty happy with what I got here. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have prospects out there that you really like? Do you agree or disagree? Should the Bears, address offensive line earlier, regardless of best player available? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.